Hey, good morning, my friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today is going to be a vlog. I'm going to take you around for my day to see what comes up. So far, I've had an early start. I woke up, or I rolled out of bed at exactly 3:45 a.m. Not surprised with the synchronicity there. My son came into our room, he had a nightmare or something, and he's one of those kids who just tosses and turns a lot. For a little guy, he takes up a lot of surface area in the bed, so I couldn't fall back asleep. Also, this retrograde energy is really finally really hitting me kind of hard, which is a good thing. And I've talked about in other videos where a lot of times during the retrograde energy, we are just a lot of potential adjustments, or in other words, problems are brought to our conscious awareness, and the realization that things in our lives are out of alignment also has an emotional component, an emotion of discomfort. When you know there's something that you want to change, you realize that's not right. I gotta adjust that, switch that up. It's not working for me. There's also a feeling in your body of it affects you. Me anyway. So I woke up with that. Woke up, my brain started spinning with different things I kind of want to do, just little kind of not huge shifts, more like fine-tuning my life. But again, the emotional response is oftentimes very intense in relation to for example, the RV we're living in. Even though it's a lot bigger than the one as you saw a few months ago, it's becoming very messy. We've almost taken all the space for granted, and it's becoming very cluttered, and we have to go through and reorganize everything. And that's fine, but it's the clutterness, that's not a word obviously, how much it's cluttered is becoming obnoxious. I just been noticing it. And anyway, it's bothering me emotionally, which I know is stupid, but that's just sort of how it happens for me. And I use that as motivation to adjust. But anyway, that's why I woke up so early. Right now I'm on the way to Starbucks to upload today's video, which is about being pressed for time. You probably already saw it by now if you're watching this. And later, I'm gonna go to Balboa Park, which is my new favorite spot to go. In fact, today's video that you're watching yesterday, I believe, was shot there. So I'm gonna kind of take a few videos there, I think, because there's just so many awesome. It's got a good vibe to it, and it's also got a really pretty backdrop, and it's got a good variety of backdrops as well. So anyway, I'm gonna go and hit that up. Other than that, I'll tune into you guys soon. I don't know what's gonna come today, but it should be, I'm feeling it's gonna be super exciting. No, I have no idea. We'll see. Talk to you soon. Peace. Okay guys, made it to work. I'm at Starbucks now. I figured I'd just show you a little sneak peek of what I do. This is my end of things. This is where I usually do my work. So I'm just gonna be in my truck today. Sometimes I'll go in and get a coffee or something. A lot of times I just sit outside in my car at a Starbucks because of the Wi-Fi. And I'll sit here for a few hours and just do my thing. So got my laptop here. See, I don't know if you can tell, but it's me uploading the video. So this is what I do. I'm gonna chill here. I got this video uploading. It'll go nice and quick. I gotta email a few clients, and then also I have a few calls I'll do right here, at least until this is uploaded. Then I'll go home, bust out a little bit of a workout. I don't know if I may or may not let you guys see what I do. It's something different. Normally on Tuesdays, I think it's Tuesday, yeah. Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays I go to a boxing gym or a mixed martial arts gym, and I'll do a Muay Thai class or boxing. But the gym is moving, so it's closed down, so I'll do a little workout at my house. Like to do a few days a week of some sort of cardiovascular activity, some kind of movement-based cardio. Aside from the health, the fitness benefits, I think it helps a lot with Ascension symptoms. I think it helps a lot of times our energy gets stuck right in our body. We have trapped emotions, trapped energy. I get emails all the time. Victor, how do I open up this chakra? It's blocked. Well, one of the things I do is I just freaking hit the heavy bag. I work out. I get a sweat going. I put forth some sort of cardiovascular type of effort, and that really seems to get everything flowing for me quite nicely. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to work here. We'll see you guys soon. Whew, made it, barely, man. It's a Tuesday afternoon, but it's extremely busy here today for some reason. I went to the parking lot by the zoo, which is normally pretty dead,
and that was completely filled up. It was one of those situations where there was like cars in every single aisle waiting for the slim chance that someone actually pulls out. So I almost gave up. I went to this real far parking lot, and there just so happened to be, I was like, in my mind, I said, screw this. In my mind, I was about to like just find a way out and go somewhere else, but there happened to be a spot. So here we are. It was meant to be, and I'm happy because this place is so awesome. This is nothing. It's just a random, I don't know, yard of some building I'm walking in, but this park is pretty cool. For those of you who have never been here, don't even know what it is. It's just a huge, I don't know what this, an urban park. I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it, but it's a really neat park, really beautiful architecture. A lot of neat, like there's museums and hikes and gorgeous scenery. So we'll get in there. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I made it. Anyway, so I figured I'll touch on the energies just because I can't think of anything else to talk about, and I assume most of you will be able to relate with this, I would think. I've been hearing it a lot lately from people asking questions, my clients, and I've been noticing it in my own life as well. And that is just the confusing nature of the energies, I guess you could say, where like when a lot of stuff starts to come up, it can temporarily make it seem as if you feel or think a certain way about something, some aspect of your life. But it's still not quite clear. Then as time goes on, you're shown that, oh wow, I only thought that because of this old childhood experience, which was temporarily apparently up at the surface and affecting my perception. So when this is happening kind of one after the other, at the same time, there are changes, a lot of changes going on in our life from these releases as we release old issues that were affecting our perspective. Then we make a lot of these changes, and that in and of itself, it's so confusing to talk about. I kind of lost my train of thought. But the combination of all the new stuff coming at us that takes time to kind of digest, meaning like how our life is changing quickly, and sometimes it just takes time to kind of assimilate everything. All the while, there's this purging aspect, again, clouding our thinking temporarily. So it's just been really confusing. And the way the energies have been, it's been like everything's just been manifesting so quickly. Like instantly, basically, like whatever's going on in your head at that moment, you're starting to see signs, you know, street signs, numbers, stuff on the radio, whatever, anything that is reflecting that to you. So it's hard to tell what's what. Is this my ego stuff? Is this some sort of issue trying to be, attempting to make itself known? Or is this like some sense of guidance? Is this just randomness? I don't know. That's just been the period, that's been kind of what I've been going through. Like, I really don't know how I actually feel about a lot of aspects of my life that I can sense are trying to get my attention, trying to say, listen, we got to make some adjustments here, Vic. How do you feel about this, this, and this? And it's like, well, I don't really know. I don't know how I feel about that. Some days I feel this way, and it's like, yes, I'm going to do this. But then it's like, I'll attract immediately, as I make some sort of conclusion, some kind of new evidence just pops into my world, and it's like, shit, I'm gonna have to reevaluate things. Okay, and then I'm back to the confusion, So it's just been all over the place for me, and that's okay. I had a client I was talking to yesterday, and he was going through this in a big way. He was kind of torn, not sure about a big decision he was gonna make. He was gonna either move out of the country and go join a monastery, or continue kind of what he was doing previously, but in a new way that's somewhat exciting, more sensible, obviously, less drastic. He could wrap his mind around that. At the same time, he's like, Vic, I genuinely don't know what to do. I'm willing to do either one. I know it's both. One of them's anyway. It's kind of scary. He's gonna move to Thailand maybe. He's like, I really don't know. I'm clueless. And he was like, expressed that very bluntly and honestly. And I was like, you know what? I know how you feel, man, because I get like that a lot. There are times when we hold ourselves back out of fear. We all go through that to varying lengths of time. But there are times where we want to do the right thing meaning the best thing for us and everybody else. And then but we just don't know what that is. And there can be decent evidence that points in multiple directions, and it's really confusing. So that's where I'm at. I don't know how you guys are all doing, but that's okay. What I told my boy, I said, listen, what you do in this situation is you just wait. Because whenever it comes time, especially for a big decision, you'll have solidarity of consciousness. You'll have clarity on the subject. And until you have that, don't just make a hasty decision as you're going through this analyzation process. Give yourself the time. If you don't know what to do, then it's not time to know, and therefore it's not time to act, usually. You never really, it's always different. You got to really be discerning. That's what it comes down to. But in general, if I'm all wishy-washy with my thinking, I don't make any big decisions until I'm pretty solid. If you're in that waiting period, you'll keep getting evidence more and more and more until you have some sort of confidence in whatever decision you want to make. So anyway, I'm going to go find a spot to shoot a couple videos. I'm going to make one about a book, not a book review, but a book recommendation I read. I read a book recently. I'll tell you guys about that and why I think it might be helpful to a lot of you guys. Anyways, all about this stuff and healing yourself. And I'm also going to talk about ascension symptoms. I get a lot of people asking, like, how do I know, is it really a symptom? Is this an issue I should get checked out, or is this some sort of fleeting ascension symptom that I just let it go? So I'm going to talk about that as well. Anyway, I'll probably chime back in a few. All right, peace, guys. You guys like this crazy ass tree? Look at that. I guess it's a few trees, but anyway, pretty neat root system. I just got done shooting a couple of videos. I'm going to bounce, and we'll talk to you guys in a second. I just shot a bunch of videos here, so I'll try to switch it up and take you guys to another very cool place here in Balboa Park. Anyway, I'm about done here. I just had something happen. I figured I'd share about it. It's kind of interesting, kind of a, in the moment sort of situation. I was like doing this vlog thing. I was like walking down the road, and this car pulled up next to me with these really just obnoxious guys, and they were like straight up taunting me, kind of like, yo, what up, bro? That kind of thing. Anyway, again, whether this is kind of crazy or not, I always try to take responsibility for even situations like that, because what I learned from it is that I'm slightly self-conscious about doing this when there's a lot of people around. Whereas I was kind of going around thinking, this ain't that bad. I don't mind doing this in public, but they kind of drove by it. I said, well, there's still something there, buddy. So that's what I took from it. I'm going to choose to benefit from it rather than get angry at them. That's okay. When I was younger, I was kind of a little punk as well. But that's just an example of maybe the unorthodox way that and I'm sure many of you deal with situations like that. Some people will say, wow, it's crazy, man. You're reading into everything. It's like, well, most people would say, wow, how obnoxious. I can't, so you can probably feel I'm a little like emotionally triggered by it, like no one I don't think likes to be, it was like he was kind of blatantly rude, sort of that sort of thing, threatening to the ego, I guess, threatening to the victor. But not that I'm successful all the time, but this time in particular, I feel like even though there's the emotions, again, I'm going to choose not to respond in being angry or resentful or saying, wow, can't believe some people, that kind of thing. That will just sort of miss the lesson, because I don't believe that's an accident. I don't believe anything is an accident. I believe everything is a reflection of what's going on. Even some obnoxious load of like teenagers, they're like a little older, I can benefit from that by saying, hey, Victor, I'm going to go home later and ask, why are you self-conscious about vlogging in public? I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of reason that I will perhaps be able to discover, let go of, and transcend. And for that, I thank those guys. It's fine. I think that if people can start to relate, and again, that was sort of an easier situation for me anyway. Might have been harder for other people who get really angry. I think if people can start doing that, kind of taking responsibility for their lives and the things, even the seeming random events that happen, and learn how to grow spiritually from it, it would be, if everyone was doing that, we would have a much different planet pretty quickly. Anyway, I guess it's it's not really my place to say that's the best way to go about it. That's just what works for me. It seems to work in harmony beautifully with this ascension process. And anyway, I just kind of felt like sharing that example. I'm gonna bounce, guys. I'm getting tired. I will speak to you soon. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have an amazing day. Thank you all for everything. All the likes you guys give me is just crazy. The ratios to likes and based on the views I get, I don't know if you guys are just going on liking everything just to be nice or what, but I appreciate it because it helps the channel grow, and all your comments and the nice things you guys say, it just touches me every time. So thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Peace.